Mann, ich bin's wieder, Keso Naihara, hier mit meinem Let's Play von Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. Und beim letzten Mal haben wir herausgefunden, dass Yu neben der Schule auch noch einen Nebenjob hier hat, mit dem er hier einen Kran bedienen kann und sowas. Ich weiß jetzt gerade nicht den genauen Begriff derartigen Arbeitsstelle. Aber wie der Richter richtig gesagt hat, kann ich das ihm mal zeigen, der Gute muss mindestens 20 sein, damit er so eine Lizenz bekommen kann. Hier steht 18. Wie kann also so das sein? Und Blackwell ist daran, das Geheimnis zu lüften. Na, dann sag mal an. No, don't, please! Actually, Golden Boy here is 25. He took a 7-year break from school. Wait! Come again? Take a gender at the official school enrollment documentation. This all right here. Ouch! 25? You mean he's older than me? 20 years? Nicht so schnell! Sieh mal, du Spast! Ja, der Kerl ist eigentlich 25. A 7-year break. 7 years. I've just one thing to say. There are two kinds of 7-year breaks. The ordinary kind of mouth brothers take, and the genius kind of people like me take. Oh, komm schon! But a genius wouldn't quickly become a core of a 7-year break! I think you have that backwards, Athena. Even genius make mistakes. I just happen to make mine only 7 years in a row. Only you could get away with using only like that! Enough of this jibber-jabber. Suffice to say, the witness was up in the crane when he saw the accused dragging the mat. The accused did all she needed to move the body immediately prior to doing so. That much is clear. I see no need to deliberate the matter further. Considering that the body was moved in the same manner as in the script, I find Prosecutor Blackwell's claim to be quite persuasive. Does the defense care to dissuade me? As long as a mat was used to move the body, the jury is going to be under suspicion. Athena, I just thought of something. What was you doing in the crane right before the mock trial? He couldn't have been on the job at the time. I mean, he was waiting for the trial to start. Yeah. Why was he in this crane? Wait, you don't think... Your Honor!
Yes, Miss Sykes!
I've got it! I've got an amazing idea that will turn the prosecution's claim on its head. A little conjecture has never stopped us before.
Interesting.
Mr. O'Connor, you were using the crane too? Na was wohl, den Körper zu bewegen. The body was just like it was in the script, so it must have been moved like in the script too. At least that's what the prosecution believes. How simplistic, even foolish. Those are pretty strong words, Athena. You sure about this? The witness is a licensed crane operator, so he could have used it to move the body.
Objection!
Well, Golden Boy, here to chime in. I intend to say no more to the matter, save that this does not bode well for you.
Wait, he's on my side this time? Or is this another trap? Watch this. I can use a bow and arrow one-handed. Wow, that's a crazy level of dexterity. I can even drive a crane with one hand. That's easy. But operating the crane itself is so complex, it requires both hands. Now, I would have the court look at this. Oh, please tell me that's a ketchup stain. Was hat bitte gemacht? You wish. My hand was injured and required surgery. That's the reason I kept my hand in my pocket all this time. I have already verified this with the hospital of treatment. Quite a nasty wound, they say. So, how did you hurt it? I see no need to discuss that. It has no relevance to this case. 2 hands are required to operate complex machinery such as a crane. Ergo, on the day of the mock trial, the witness was incapable of moving the body by crane.
No, I'm the fool! Sieh mal, du Spast!
I'd planned on moving the crane the night before the mock trial, but then I got injured. Wanted to keep my part-time job a secret. I had to do it just before the mock trial instead.
And here I thought this was the big break we've been waiting for.
No, the defense sophistry is laid bare. I would have the court recall my claim. The body was dropped out of the 3rd floor window to a mat near the maintenance area. Then a ball cut was used to move it to the stage. See? I've been paying attention! Well done, your boys. Now consider this. The accused was sighted striking that mat. Ergo, it was she who moved the body. Oh Mann! Ich muss schon gähnen von der Scheiße. Well, I think we're on the right track, Athena. You do? Yeah, Juniper remains the prime suspect if we assume the body was moved per her script. So, as the defense, you have to figure out how else the body could have been moved.
But... Oh, is he telling me to think of another way besides the crane?
Miss Sykes, if you have a counter-argument, this court would love to hear it. And if you do not, it is time for the verdict. Isn't that correct, your boldness?
Objection! No, not yet. All I have to do is show that the body wasn't moved like that in the script, right?
Well, that would show that the mat had nothing to do with this case. There's a sword of great renown that cuts down sophistic lawyers. Its name is evidence.
You don't scare me. Force a smile, Athena, you can do it.
What's wrong with your face, Athena? It's a weird mix of terror and creepy grin. Just focus on how the body could have been moved without it being dropped.
How could anyone lower it without just dropping it? It's not like it could fly. Or maybe it could. After all, there is a way to zip between the art room and the stage. Someone could easily use that thing.
Oh yes, of course! Miss Sykes, the court would like to see what you have for us!
All I have to do is show the tiniest shred of a possibility. The mat and ball cut weren't used to move the body. This is what was used.
Nämlich, wir haben ja immer noch hier die Flagge. The key here is the thing that ties the art room and the stage together.
Might I propose an idea? It might do you well to tie up your lips together, lest you further expose your ignorance.
Ha ha ha. This isn't exactly the time for black comedy, Prosecutor Blackwell. Anyway, the court will recall the wire on which the school banner was hung. That wire was strung between the art room and the stage, which allowed students to run or reel in the school banner from the art room. The body could easily be lowered down to the stage via this wire.
Objection!
Spare me your armchair theories. This wasn't some kind of high-wire act. The body surely would have fallen, yet there are no signs of blunt force trauma.
Objection! Oh, you surprised me, Prosecutor Blackwell. You didn't actually think I failed to account for that? I'm sure that's exactly what you thought. When we investigated the stage yesterday, the body part of the school banner had been tied into a pouch-like shape. And pouches are useful for carrying things. What do you think of one could have carried?
Whoa, go on, please explain!
The body was bundled into the pouch-like section of the banner and sent down the wire. The body would have been down to the stage in a flash, and there's been no need for a mat. Friss das!
I've heard the phrase carrying the banner, but the banner doing the carrying?
Objection!
With no patience for you and your cheap parlor tricks. Your claim is as shaky as a corpse performing that absurd high-wire act.
If you have an actual objection, then just come out and say it!
I trust you recall the bloodstains left in the altering pottery. If the wire had been used to move the body, it would have been a triangle.
Mann.
There would have been a wire, the window above the court, the one with the winch. However, the bloodstained pottery was next to the window above the mountain's area. Ergo, the wire and banner had not at all to do with this case.
Oh, the bloodstained pottery. I remember that. This doesn't look good. We'll be back to the mat theory if you don't do something.
Well, Miss Sykes, I hope you have something better this time than a circus act!
If my wire theory is true, then that blood on the pottery must not have been... Ja, das Blut vom Opfer. Maybe it's not the victim's blood. Did the police check to see from whom the blood of the pottery came from?
Shame on you, Sykes Stoner. Have a little more respect for the constabulary. Fool, Wright.
Looks like they didn't check it. War doch klar! Ah, don't let it get to you down, Prosecutor Blackwell. Everyone makes mistakes.
Spare me your cheek. We will now not neither wait till the tests are run.
True, but in the meantime, I'm going to press my claim as far as I can.
Your boldness, I demand that the blood of the pottery be analyzed this instant. Of course! I shouldn't take long to get the results back!
Ich lache mich hier ins Fäustchen. Ach Gottchen, danke, Fulbright, dass du so ein Idiot bist. Oh my, that was quick! We're history if it turns out to be the victim's blood. Please, please, let it be someone else!
It seems the blood was not from the victim.
What?
Furthermore, a comparison with other parties involved with this case reveals that the blood belongs to one Hugh O'Connor.
Score! Aha! Warum ist jetzt sein Blut da? Don't worry, Junie. Just try and relax. His hands were dripping with blood. Your Honor, as we saw earlier, the witness' left hand had suffered a serious injury. He sustained the wound in a struggle with the victim and his blood got on the pottery. Then Junie saw his blood-stained hands as they passed each other in the first floor hall. It's the only explanation that covers everything.
Objection!
There is but one way now to turn aside her blade, but do not cast the blame on me. Your grudges with Stone, for it is she who forced me to expose your secret.
Fine, whatever. Wow, how much dirt does he have on Hugh?
The court will observe this odd-looking envelope. It was inside this that Miriam Scuttlebutt's script was found.
Miss Scuttlebutts? But didn't the prosecution already claim that? This envelope is the one that contained her script?
Circumstances have changed. You see, Golden Boy had hidden this from us all.
Let's see here! My words! Talk about the world's most painful paper cut!
Indeed, you can clearly see that if this envelope is not opened correctly, a powerful spring-loaded blade will shoot forth, leaving a horrible gash upon the hand.
Aua, was für eine gemeine Falle!
The only one who had been told the correct way to open it was Constance Court.
You really want to see my script that bad? Well, you better watch out. Read it without my permission, and you'll wish you hadn't. Yikes! Miriam wasn't kidding when she said that. Alter, wie fies muss man eigentlich sein, um so eine Falle zu bauen?
The blood on the blade is the witness. Our genius here tried to sneak a peek at the wrong script and paid for his foolishness.
Ouch! This guy's the worst genius I've ever seen! Don't worry, Athena. The wound isn't that deep. We've still got the wire theory. Yeah, I've got it. Since the blood by the window overlooking the maintenance area isn't the victim's, there's no longer any basis for denying the body was moved using the wire and banner. Therefore, the defense once again asserts just that. You call yourself a lawyer? Don't you see the glaring contradiction in your thinking? Huh? The court would like to remind the witness that his role is not to point out... And you? How can you adhere to such outdated beliefs? But whatever. It seems you've forgotten the two statues that were on stage directly below the wire. A body sent sliding down that wire would have crashed into them. Care to explain that way? Oh, I believe he's right! The statues at the wall are extremely close together!
Ugh, so the body would collide with the statues. What if they did collide? Wait, that's it! Speaking of those statues, we still don't know how they were broken. But if we assume the body crashed into them, that would also explain that loud sound we heard when we were in the waiting room.
Oh, now that you mention it! You and Mr. Wright went out to the stage after you heard that sound, correct?
Objection!
Interesting. How very interesting. But may I ask just one question?
Klar, sicher. Aber bitte im nächsten Part, ja? Denn jetzt muss ich ihn leider wieder beenden. Egal ob positiv oder negativ, Bewertung immer gern gesehen. Das war's von meiner Seite und wir sehen uns das nächste Mal wieder. Alter, diese Genanfälle machen mich langsam krank. Sehr geil.